Hey YouTube, it's Sean, Griffin RC Planes. I got a quick little video for you, and we'll just call it story time. So, my E-FLITE Apprentice is the first one, and I think they called it the 15E. And it came with what I think is the first safe receiver, which is this. It's an E-FLITE 5-channel receiver, and the part number's EFLR 310013, I believe. I don't have my glasses on. I'll verify that for you. But after I got bored with my apprentice, I ended up getting the extra 300. And then, you know, just as the hobby is and how addictive it is, you want to go more and more. Well, the next thing I wanted to try was a glow-powered plane. So I ended up getting a SIG 4-star 54. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace, used for 200 bucks, and it had a Sato 65 4-stroke glow engine in it. But it didn't have a receiver, so you can call it the P&P version. And it was ready to go minus the receiver. The guy flew it like an hour before I bought it from him. So, you know, I didn't have a receiver and I didn't have any knowledge of what I know now. But I had the receiver that was in the Apprentice. So I took the safe receiver out of my Apprentice and I put it in the SIG 4-star 54. And I mounted the receiver just like it's mounted in the Apprentice. And then I realized that two of my control surfaces were backwards. And I knew then that you can't reverse it in the transmitter. And this is the transmitter that I flew all that with. So I found Servo Reversers. And I reversed two of the control surfaces with this E-FLITE safe receiver in a glow-powered plane, and I flew the heck out of that plane. I probably flew 5 gallons of fuel through it one summer. And that's quite a bit. So I figured you guys might think it's kind of cool to see how the servo reversers work, and I'll set up a little demonstration and show you guys that. So, but that's just something to kind of think of, and a funny little story that, you know, not knowing anything that I know now, what I did a couple years ago was something. You know, that they say don't use, you know, these receivers in a glow powered plane, don't use signal reversers, and I used it all. And it worked. So, and I used this DX5E transmitter that came with the Apprentice. So that was something. But hey, I thought you guys might have found that a little cool, and let me set up a little demonstration for you, and I'll show you how these signal reversers work. All right, here's this receiver. There's the two dip switches on the left, labeled 1 and 2. That is for if you have a 3-position or a 2-position switch for channel 5 to turn safe on and off. If you have a 3-position switch, you move both those switches in one direction, and then you have beginner, intermediate, and advanced, just like the Apprentice today, or the other, you know, safe plane like the Carbon Cub, or, you know, that have the flight controller, is what I'm trying to say. If you only have a 2-position switch, you know, then you can choose what 2 out of the 3 choices you have. Like, you know, for example, if you have a 2-position switch and you're brand new, then you would choose to have, you know, full safe, and then the intermediate, the envelope setting. You know, then as you got better, you could choose to do, like, you know, safe and no help at all, or, you know, you could figure out what 2 choices you wanted. And the part number, I still don't have my glasses on, EFLR 31003 something. Yeah, 310013. 310013. So let's do a demonstration with some servo reversers. These are the exact 2 that I bought and used when I had them in the glow powered plane. You just plug them into in line in the servo, and it just reverses the direction of them. So we'll take just a servo tester right here, and we'll take a servo neutral. We'll go to manual real quick. So there's manual. There we go. Okay, I had it on a different setting. So it's in manual right now. So when I turn the knob or the dial to the right, we can see that the servo is backwards to what we're doing here. So if I twist the dial to the left, the servo turns to the right. All right. So then we'll just unplug it, and we'll plug a servo reverser in its place. Just like so. Now let's turn the dial to the right and see what happens. Now the servo is going the direction that the dial's going. So the servo reverser does exactly what it says. I bet if we put 2 in line, then it would really change it. It'd put it right back to where it was. So we'll take it out real quick for one more time. And when we turn the dial to the right, the servo goes to the left. Turn the dial to the left, servo goes to the right. We'll plug the servo reverser in. And then we'll plug that in. So now we turn the dial to the right, servo goes to the right. Let's double plug them just for the heck of it, see what happens. Now we have double servo reversers. We turn the dial to the right, and now the servo is doing what it did exactly from at the beginning. So that's a servo signal reverser. It does exactly what it says. And the way I have that set up in that glow powered plane goes against everything that they talk about nowadays. You know, using receivers in a glow powered plane, you might want a second receiver, a satellite receiver, and then Spectrum says be careful of the extensions that you use and don't use signal reversers, and I used all that, and I didn't know any better, but I didn't have any problems at all, and it worked. So just thought I'd share that with you. Some of you guys might think that's pretty cool and got a little entertainment. Well, that's all for this one. I thought you guys may have found that pretty cool. Well, all right, guys. Hey, tomorrow's Friday. The weekend is after that, and hopefully everybody gets to go out and fly. Well, hey, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the bell so you don't miss my next videos. And until next time, you'll see me here. Thank you, guys. If you want to win this jet, all you have to do is subscribe, click the notification bell, and the like button. Then check back with me from time to time and see my new videos. Once we get to 1,000, we're going to do a drawing. I had a drawing at 100, and only 30% signed up. With those odds, it could be a 1 in 300 chance. Subscribe. Check me out, guys.